Hello, everyone. I haven't been on my own channel in a while. It's been mostly Siggy talking about pedigree, so I thought I would come back and give my thoughts on the Apple Blossom Handicap this weekend. Or is it the Apple Blossom Stakes? It doesn't say on these past performances. Well, anyways, the Apple Blossom is on Saturday, and it's a mile and 1/16 for older fillies and mares, and it's a Grade 1 race, so we expect to have good horses in the Grade 1 race. The favorite is probably going to be Serengeti Empress. Now, I know the morning line is kind of weird, and she lists Come Dancing as a 3-1 favorite, but I don't think Come Dancing is going to be the favorite. I think it's going to be Serengeti Empress, and I'm trying to scroll down to her. Serengeti Empress is 4-1 on the morning line, but I think that's going to go down. I think she could be 5-2 maybe, or 3-1. This is a kind of filly that absolutely needs to lead. She looked very strong in the Zuri Stakes last time. You can see here she won by 6 lengths, but look, she was first by 3 lengths, first by 4 lengths, first by 5 lengths. Now, the running line margins are kind of deceiving because she actually had a horse chasing her, a riderless horse in Emma. But even though Emma was chasing her, she wasn't directly looking her in the eye. I mean, Serengeti Empress still had a few lengths on her. So it was still an uncontested lead, even though Emma was chasing her without a rider. On the far turn, Emma quit, so then Serengeti Empress was left alone with the lead, and she wasn't coasting home, but she was asked, and she responded well. I just think that the time to bet her was then. She was 9-5, and that was actually good value for a horse of her quality, but now this is a different situation. Emma returns and she will have a rider on her, and hopefully the rider will stay on. And who knows? Maybe Emma could directly contest her from the beginning now with a rider urging her. And also, Cookie Dough is in this race. Scroll up a bit to Cookie Dough, who is in post 10, so she's right next to her. Cookie Dough has plenty of speed. She pressed the pace last time in the Royal Delta, but if you go down to the Rampart, she set the pace. In the Saratoga Allowance last summer, she set the pace. In the Victory Ride Stakes at 6.5 furlongs, so you need a lot of speed to set the pace in the sprint race, and she set the pace in that race. And in the Acorn Stakes, she pressed a very fast pace, and she paid the price, fading to 8th by 16.25 lengths. So Cookie Dough won't be far behind wherever she is. She'll be maybe half a length behind, a length behind. She has the kind of speed to really push Serengeti Empress and really make her think about running fast rather than relaxing on the lead. She could even, from post 10, she could even float Serengeti Empress wide on the first turn if jockey Abel Sadia wants to do that. Serengeti Empress is a very talented filly, but she's one-dimensional. There's no way around it, and her price is probably not going to be 4-1. So I think we can go against her. Now let's go to the outside and talk about CC for a little bit. She's in post 14, unfortunately, but this filly is on the upswing. She won her comeback race. You can see here on February 17. She won it by 4.25 lengths, but you really have to watch that race because she won it so easily. Victor Espinosa did not move a muscle on her. Find the replay somewhere. It's very impressive to watch. And then she won the Beholder Mile by 3.25 lengths. And what is impressive about that race is that she went wide on the first turn. And we're going to watch a little bit of the Beholder Mile. And you can see she kind of came out to the right at the break, but then she comes back. She was wide on the first turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 horses wide. And at that point, I thought CC was going to lose. I thought there was no way she was going to recover from going 5 wide on the first turn. It's especially bad if it's a moderate to fast pace, because when you're going wide against a fast pace, 22.63 for the opening quarter, then you're really losing ground. But you see here, CC is still interested in the race. She's still into it. She's moving up on the backside along with Ollie's Candy, who I'm also going to talk about in a second. And we're going to go on the stretch run, or the far turn. And you can see CC is already up against a leader, Hard Not to Love. And Hard Not to Love was 3-5 in this race. So CC is not passing any bum horse. She's not passing a tomato can. She was passing a horse that looked pretty good on paper. And despite going 5 wide on the first turn, she pulls clear by 3.25 lengths. So it's safe to say that she could have won by more with a better trip. She was much the best in that race. But again, she's going to have to go wide again. That kind of concerns me because this field is slightly tougher. I mean, I know that the Beholder Mile was a great one too, but this field is slightly tougher, and she will have to go wide again in all likelihood on the first turn. And I do like CC, but I'm just not sure if she can overcome the post position. So, who else is in this race? Well, we are gonna go down to the rail to talk about the mare that I was just pointing out, Ollie's Candy. I know Ollie's Candy faded to third by 7 lengths in the Beholder Mile. We can watch it really quickly again. Look, on the backside, Ollie's Candy, she was doing well. She was moving up slightly, but on the far turn, she started to get tired as Hard Not to Love just kept going, and Cece kept going, and Ollie's Candy was empty by then. But I can overlook this race. Look, she came off a layoff. Her last start came in the Breeders' Cup Distaff, which we're also going to look at. And I think, even though this was the Beholder Mile, I think she was just using the Beholder Mile as a... I don't want to say it was a warm-up race because it was a grade 1, but she might have needed the race. Let's put it that way. Ollie's Candy is number 2 in this race, so she's outside. She's 4th. She's right outside of Paradise Woods. And you can see Serengeti Empress is on the lead. Serengeti Empress has an inconsistent lead. She has a little separation there. She's right where she wants to be. She's going kind of fast, but she has her uncontested lead. And even though she's going to lose this race, you're going to see that she has some fight in the stretch. Whenever she has the lead, she will at least fight in the stretch, whether she wins or loses. But we're watching Ollie's Candy. She begins to move up on the far turn. She almost reaches Serengeti Empress's flank. She's right on her tail, but then she gets a little bit tired, which is understandable because the pace was fast. And Serengeti Empress is also going to get tired here too, as Blue Prize passes her, and Midnight Bissu also passes both of those fillies. And Ollie's Candy is still in the picture. Serengeti Empress is fading there. And you can see at the wire, Serengeti Empress was only a length and a quarter ahead of Ollie's Candy. Ollie's Candy is 12-1 on the morning line. Serengeti Empress is 4-1 on the morning line, and she's likely to be bet even lower. So only a length and a quarter separated them. Was it a length and a quarter? Let me check that again. Yeah, only a length and a quarter separated them in a Breeders' Cup Distaff. So there isn't a huge difference between Ollie's Candy and Serengeti Empress. And besides that, Ollie's Candy is a grade 1 winner. She won the Clement L. Hirsch last summer at Del Mar. And she also ran a good race in the Zenyatta Stakes, which is a grade 2 for some reason. For some reason, Kent Desormeaux lagged at the back of the pack. She was 5th by 7 lengths, and she had to use up some energy to secure a good position on the backside. And that's why she had no punch in the stretch. So I can forgive the Zenyatta Stakes. I can forgive the Breeders' Cup Distaff. She was chasing a fast pace by Serengeti Empress. I can forgive the Beholder Mile because she probably wasn't ready. And she was chasing another fast pace, even though CC overcame it. And in this race, she's on the rail. I know the rail is not always the best position, but she's going to save ground. And she's not going to be contesting lead. She's not fast enough. Emma is going to do the dirty work. Cookie Dough is going to do the dirty work. They're both going to contest the pace with Serengeti Empress. So Ollie's Candy could be in a very good position. She could be saving ground about 3 or 4 lengths off the pace. And if she saves ground on both turns and finds a way to tip out in the stretch run and show her best kick, then she could win this race. She's a very good mare. And John Sadler is rated 100 by Time Formulas at Oaklawn Park. I can see why John Sadler would want to run here because there's nowhere to run in California right now. Santa Anita is closed. So Sadler is a California trainer, but it looks like he's doing fine at Oaklawn Park right now. And Joel Rosario is a world-class jockey. He actually rode Ollie's Candy in the Breeders' Cup Distaff. And I thought Rosario gave her the best chance possible in the Breeders' Cup Distaff, sitting in 4th, not too far away but not too close to the pace setter, Serengeti Empress. Rosario gave her a very good ride that day, and I'm happy to see Rosario was on her again. So I think Ollie's Candy has a big shot in this race, but she needs some luck. She needs a good trip, and she needs Serengeti Empress to have a bad day, and she needs Cece to have a bad day. Considering the pace scenario and the post positions, I think it's possible that both of them could have a bad day. Ollie's Candy could save ground, and she has the value. She offers the value to take a shot in her. She's 12-1. So my choice in this race is Ollie's Candy because of her value. She's a good mare, and I think she could get it done. But I'm considering that CC could win as well, and maybe even Serengeti Empress could win as well if, for some reason, she gets an uncontested lead, which doesn't look likely, but you never know. These days, jockeys are afraid to duel with other horses. Ollie's Candy is my value horse. That's all I have to say. So we'll go back to Siggy talking about pedigree, and we'll see what he has to say about other 3-year-olds on the Derby Trail. And I'll have more videos of myself too. I'm going to try. Thanks for watching. Look in the description for my Twitter and PayPal info, and I'll see you guys next time.